Hello everyone, what's going on y'all? Seb here, you know what I'm doing. I'm chilling, bringing out some Resident Evil 4 normal playthrough on chapter 2-2. I hope all of you are doing well. I have not posted in 6 good months. Just a few things been going on lately, in all honesty. Like, I really have not been focusing on YouTube whatsoever, because I wanted to focus on myself. Because I really wasn't having fun with it. So, I just left it alone. Like, I was talking to one of my peoples, and they said, they're like, I'm still subscribed to you even though you haven't posted in a while. I'm like, I know. I just don't really...
Follow me.
I don't know, YouTube to me just seems like the biggest funk ever, because people don't really like to be original anymore, and you keep on seeing the same generic thing, and I think I just got tired of that in general, and I did not want to be a clone of anybody, because like I actually looked at my old commentaries and actually see that I was like a part of like somebody else's brand, and I couldn't stomach that for myself. So I left YouTube. I went to do more personal things. I went to just focus on myself a lot more. And now that I feel like I came to a point in my life, I'm coming back to this, and I'm just gonna just do it strictly for me and just do it for fun purposes. And that's how I'm riding out. And on top of that fact, I really wanted to come back because of all this gaming media spew that I've been seeing and hearing a lot about, like the whole Gamergate incident and all of that. I'm actually going to be putting a lot of my thought videos up a lot more, because those things, those things are particularly really need to be talked about, and it's freaking ridiculous. But this is a Resident Evil video, so let's talk about Resident Evil. Another good thing is, besides the fact that I did like Resident Evil 4, I don't know if any of you noticed, but probably most of you already saw this by now, that Resident Evil 2 is finally being remade. If they do it anywhere near like the Resident Evil 1 remake, I would really be happy with that. But if they stick with the Resident Evil 4 format, I don't know how that would really work out. Like, it would be good, obviously, but it really wouldn't feel like a horror element. Like, in here, this had horror elements, but it really didn't feel like a horror game, per se. Like, to me, Resident Evil 4 was like horror-based, but action-y more than anything. Like, you had the funny one-liners, and you had all these cool action sequences with the QTE. But if they do it like the Resident Evil remake format, I would really love that. But I would love it if they bring it back to the PlayStation 1 era with the pre-rendered backgrounds, like how Resident Evil 0 did it. One of my good friends and a really awesome YouTuber named Atrophy of Soul, gonna put his link down in the description. He actually said in one of his videos that Resident Evil 0 had pre-rendered backgrounds, and I really never noticed it. But when I actually looked back at the gameplays that I see on YouTube, they actually do, and I was like, holy shit, they do. And it looks amazing. So if they do a style like that, that would really be awesome. But I would actually prefer it to be in the RE remake, because it's still kind of like an homage, I guess, to the older and the classic series. Like me, I like Resident Evil 2, but it's not really my favorite. If I really had to peg a favorite for the classics, it would really have to be Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3 was the second played Resident Evil I played, besides the first. For those who didn't know, Resident Evil 1 was my first game. Like before, that was too close. Before Resident Evil, like, you know, all the games that everybody else played, like Tetris, Zelda, Sonic. No, mine was Resident Evil at 5 years old, and obviously scared shit out of me back then, but looking at it now, it's just freaking hilarious. And this one particular parapet did not want to die. But, yeah, Resident Evil 1 was my first video game ever. And after that was Resident Evil 3, then it was Silent Hill. Then I went back and played all the older games. But Resident Evil 3, it was fun to me because I knew how to do everything well at that point, especially from learning about it more. I really did not pick up on Resident Evil 2 until I got a PS3 and I saw it for the PSN. I'm like, I never got a chance to play this. I really want to play it. Because like I remember seeing the trailer where Leon got eaten by the alligators when I was little, and I really wanted to see that because that was awesome. So I played Resident Evil 2 and I realized how fun it was, and hopefully, because I have been stuck with work, I'm going to be getting me a really better capture card, because the capture card that I have now, it's a bump up from the POS Roxio I had before, but I'm probably just going to get me a HD PVR or an Elgato. Nothing real, actually not even an Elgato. I'm not really going to be too expensive into this. Like if I ever get money out of this, all the money is going to be diverted to this channel. I'm not spending that money anywhere else. But when it comes down to it, like Resident Evil 3, to me it was all around the best because it was innovative. You could make your own ammo. You didn't have to like press the action button to go up and down stairs. You can just do it manually by yourself. Everything was interactive. There was a few little like Easter egg things, if you could say it, because like there's some things that are reminiscent to 2. The cutscenes were awesome to me. Like, to be honest, I'd rather take PS1 pre-rendered backgrounds and graphics over next gen. As much as people love the next gen graphics, and don't get me wrong, they look amazing, but I just prefer that because that's what I was used to. Like, the pre-rendered backgrounds to me, they look amazing, even to this date. And the cutscenes to me, they're just awesome, they're unforgettable. Like, one of my favorite cutscenes was from Resident Evil 3 when Jill actually met Nemesis, and Nemesis freaking stuck his hand in Richard's mouth. And then like he throws Richard and like you see Richard's giant freaking gash in his mouth, like his whole freaking jaw broke. That was awesome to me. Like, oh my god. But besides making your own ammo, you can actually run up and down stairs. Everything was a giant map. Like, you can always come back to it. Some places you could go back, some people you can't. Like, for example, you can go back to the RPG, which is reminiscent from Resident Evil 2. And when you go inside there, some of the places that you went in Resident Evil 2, they were boarded up. I thought that was awesome. And got the police, not the police chief, the lieutenant, I guess. He's one of the first people you meet in second person you meet, excluding the gun store owner. I almost said gunship. But when you meet him, he was already near on his deathbed in RE2, and seeing him in RE3, like, you don't really see his head, like his head is blown off, but like you can pretty much see his body and know who it is by now. So that's another little salute to RE2. Looking back at RE2 was really amazing for its time, and it was really fun. Like, I had to enjoy playing out of it. I could not get accustomed to the arranged mode of the game, because I don't like it when the game makes things too easy for you. You're like, I play my games on normal majority of the time, but I played on easy for RE2 because I want to make a route so I can get a rank. Because Resident Evil 3, to be honest, really the only game I know I can A rank in a short amount of time, along with Resident Evil Remake. Everything else, I just get like C's, D's, and sometimes a D. Probably because I just play too linear with it. Like, I don't really try to take the game as seriously as I want to. Excuse my phone. But, yeah. And the boss battles in Resident Evil 3 was awesome as well. And the atmosphere was just amazing. Like, that game screamed horror for its time. It was unexpected. Like, you had this looming darkness that overtook the city. You kept on hearing the screams of people dying or getting killed in agony. And then on top of that, you have the nemesis looming over your head, just feeling him. And then you hear him in the background in certain places. You can just hear him just like a heartbeat, just boom, 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 boom. Stars. Like, that's amazing. And you don't really see that much in horror games in general. Like, you don't have that looming atmosphere. Like, The Evil Within, it was really a decent horror game in and of itself. Like, I had fun with it. It had a few minor problems, and it did feel easy at times, even on the hardest difficulty. Akumu mode, I did not do that yet. I played through The Evil Within 2 times, and that was close. And I had fun with it. Maybe I just need to play the game more to understand it. But in this day and age, horror games are really not a norm. They're almost kind of non-existent, excluding PC games. Because like the only horror game that I've really seen that came out of this coming year was The Evil Within. No, this was last year, sorry. Evil Within, Outlast, and I exclude Five Nights at Freddy because that thing is just a POS in my mind. Like, I played it once, just once, and I could not get over it. I'm like, what is this? I could not fathom the game because, like, it's a jump scare, and I don't accept the jump scares. Like, Dead Space pushed all the jump scares out of me. And the Dead Space is another good example of a decent horror game. The only thing that was really bad about it was all the jump scares it put at you. Like, oh, just walk through this door, jump scare. Look up, jump scare. It's like, come on, just relax. You don't need a jump scare in every sequence, man. But all in all, the game was overall fun. I enjoyed it. We're just missing that looming horror aspect from video games now. And I think that's kind of like the major problem. But with Resident Evil 2, I'm thinking Capcom is going to come back to be the pioneer of horror games now. Like, I have confidence that they're going to do well, and I know Resident Evil 7, it has to be better because I know they're going to have to learn from their mistakes eventually. Like Resident Evil 5, it was going over the top from 4 because everybody loved 4 so much. So I don't really blame them for 5. 5 was okay, in my opinion. Certain things I could live without, like that whole ending battle with Wesker, even though it was cool. Like the stupid QTE with Chris punching the rock, and then like that animation with Sheva, hers was awesome. And I felt like that was the perfect finisher. Instead of that stupid RPG thing.
Leon, I have some...
But the DLC for Resident Evil 5 made that game up a lot for me, especially Lost in Nightmares, because it felt so good. Desperate Escape, I played it twice, and I really do not remember all of it, to be honest with you.
What are we gonna do, Leon?
Because I pretty much skipped that whole entirety of that game.
In that cabin.
Oh, and short disclaimer about this last section of the chapter. I always hated this, and I never really found a good formula to do it right. Like, since I'm replaying the game all over again, this whole sequence is just bad. Like, you see, like, near the end, I get freaking demolished at every given turn because I did not know what to do. So, I apologize for this. But yeah, like Resident Evil 2, I'm having high hopes for it, and Resident Evil 7, it's gonna be better. I wish they would like bring the characters back to old form. Like Chris, for example, like I did not really like Chris in RE6 because he was not himself. Even at RE5 he really wasn't himself. He was just like an older, freaking humongous, bulky guy. In Revelations he was okay. I really preferred him. Even in Code Veronica X I preferred him that way. Like, you know, like a decent fit soldier. But times change, opinions change, so I can understand why they did that. I'm not complaining by any means. Still look the game. I'm just saying, like, there was a few things that could have been better. Some things could have been lived without. But I'm having high hopes for Resident Evil because if they do well with not only the sales, but the reaction they get from their fans, we will probably be seeing a lot of more people who are trying to break down that horror barrier. Because video games, horror video games particularly, you don't really see much of them anymore. So if you bring a good horror game to the table that's not only innovative, but the gameplay is slightly tweaked from a survival horror aspect, and not really much of an action shooter, we would probably have a great deal of potential. Like, I'm talking like decent sized puzzles. Like, say for example, like if you have like good games clog and mesh each other, it's a bad idea, but certain ideas, and I like this is the example of me screwing up. Like, right from this section in the downhill. But I'm talking about like certain gestures from sections. Like, if you bring Silent Hill 2 puzzles to Resident Evil 4 or Revelation, it would be amazing. Because, like, Silent Hill 2, it's more symbolic and it makes you think a lot more, which I love from video games. Like, video games that actually sit there and make you think and have a decent sized story to them, I crave that. Like Resident Evil 2, it had a decent sized story and the puzzles were really okay. Like, I like Claire's puzzles a lot more because I think Leon's puzzles was non-existent. Silent Hill 1 puzzles, they were okay. Silent Hill 2 just did it way better. But hopefully we will get a hoorah back to the old horror genre. I would love to see those games come back, not as remakes, but add-ons. Like, new add-ons to the series. Like, Alone in the Dark was a good one. Like, I have not played a horror game for so long. I feel old. I'm getting older, man. Like Gears of War, if I want to bring it like all the way up there. Gears of War 1, when it actually had a horror element to it. Games like Dead Space that was decent for its time. I'd love to see something like that come through. Not like Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 is just nah. But I think that Capcom is getting this stuff together. Revelation 2, I had fun with it. I had it for the 360, but I traded it in. I'm going to get it for the PS4 because I want to do the read mode with a partner. I need decent people to play with, so yeah, like, I'm sorry if I really haven't really been talking about the gameplay that much. It's really all self-explanatory. I get freaking ballsack horrible towards the end. So I apologize for the gameplay. I hope the next RE video that I'm going to be putting up will be a lot better. So if you want to see any other videos from me besides Resident Evil 4, let me know, because I will be playing other games. After this, I will be doing Metal Gear Solid 3 and probably Resident Evil 2. I will not be doing those on easy. I will be doing all those on hard. And if I could live stream it, I definitely would. Yeah, I can see all my screw-ups. How many times I get alerted. But this is the end of the video. Sorry for rambling on as much as I did. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. That would be greatly appreciated. And I'm going to be back. I'm going to try to be more consistent for all of you. Until then, Cyber, I'm out.